far of the guard roster since the inception of this roster?
Vans, the guards started their journey on January 27th, right? Even before that, practicing, playing, they've paved their own path to this point. They relied on no one to do it, and now they're up against OPTIC. Coming into the main stage as a powerhouse of last year, looking to regain their international position. Can they do it? And a lot of people, Vans, say it.
That's it. The crazy part about this is that the community seems split to figure out who's really the underdog of this series. So I'm expecting a very good and close game between these two teams, and we're starting things out with some information with the guard on the attack, a trailblazer towards B that doesn't spot anybody. Look at this setup from OPTIC. They have 3 players towards B side to really react towards B main, but everybody from the guard is inching towards this A side hit.
I love the changes we've already seen in the agents. I can't wait to see how they'll play round to round here. Getting ready for the paranoia, or at least a long smoke. No, heaven smoke, screen smoke, and it is going to be the site. Saya play to clear. Vans, we're going in. 1 minute left.
Saya player is already in. There's one by the screens. The flash is coming out as well from the KO of Trashies. But in the back lines, behind that map, it is Marv for the first blood, but quickly gets traded out with the advantage for the guard, taking over the A site. The plant is going to go down. The crossbar is great, but OPTIC's already on the rotate, already on the flank, and they're already dropping 2 of their own. Back to an even scoreline. Now we have turned the tides over for OPTIC. A beautiful flash from Jonah P. Back to a 1 versus 1, and it's going to be Victor. That's going to fire first for OPTIC.
Neon lighten up the first round. Victor comes out with the Neon pick here as OPTIC switches up the composition. In the guard's entry was the back of Saya player, set up with quite a few stars towards A here to set the pace. They don't really want to give the guard anything.
You mentioned that the stars, and
also
Des has mentioned that as well. The composition from Knights and also from Mech playing right now for OPTIC on the defense, and I can't wait to see how this is going to pan out for the attack as well. How does the guard react to that? But we'll talk about that when the time comes. This time, Riv, it's 4 players working towards mid on the attack for the guard on the Seco.
I like this. On the shoulder of Net now. Can he be the one to find a headhunter? Once that action in mid happens, you see maybe a bit of push from Valen here, who's playing very cautiously, allowing the trademark to really give him a lot of control here. Slowly taking space. They're not receiving any util, though. OPTIC's not biting.
But that 1 single flash has made a little bit of footsteps, and of course, the 0 point is going to find even more.
OPTIC's making it so difficult here. Guards taking fantastic space, but where's the first angle? No, yay. All ready to play games in the second round. And
we're waiting
the
for
fault line right behind him. Relay bolt up. Oh my word, the combo.
30
works
seconds
out.
left.
So FNS gets the first kill of this round. Even we have the fast lane going up just to hold the defensive line on B Heaven. But the guard is switching out to ropes. There's already 2 players winning there. Make that even 3. A nice 180 from Marv, actually.
It's just so frustrating. And already we see the combination working there to be a little bit of an anti-eco. See what they can get on this bonus round.
It's a fault line to a flash, allowing Victor to slide through and get a little bit of information, but actually nobody retaliates from the guard.
Yeah.
Following a prime flawless from OPTIC Gaming, they were trying to continue their run early into this round as they're running the bonus, but they're ready for the flash. Victor's turning around the corner. That's 2 of them blind, but the one that's not blind is going to be able to get the kill. That's Saya player with a headshot onto Victor, and they're going to try to move back and regain the space here as we actually have the Net already up inside ropes. They have a lot of ground control.
Yeah, they did a great job at the beginning of this. You had Jonah P doing a trailblazer all the way and into the bottom of ropes. Now, Net maybe lost control on the bottom, but holding that top already is what they want. So, cut audio, 1 kill, let OPTIC spread out a little bit, and then reassess where they have put a lot of that power to defend these sites. I mean, if they find where FNS is, that pretty much stops them dead, but it's good info for them. They may just be trying to suss that out. Looks like Jonah P is going to be doing a lot of guiding light from B main. If they can take it, the smokes are coming out, and it's another B Heaven take.
Paranoia, the kill from Ye, looking for another one before he TPs away, but he gets stopped by Trent. We've overtaken the B site now for the guard, and we're trying to get this plant at the default spot, not really planning for B main, so we're going to have to play a little bit more aggressively with the crossfire inside the site.
I wonder if Trent had used his aftershock over at A, so you already see the guard knowing where they could avoid him. Maybe I have to take a look at that on the replay. But right now, Guard set up a nice defense. Already one up. We're playing a bit of elevation here.
Front line in the
The
back of the
4v3.
site. Aftershock, we're trying to flush them out, and it's working at least for OPTIC Gaming. Now a big volley on the ground. Marv comes out for another kill. It gets traded out by Valen, holding at the
Oh
pillar, but
my
it doesn't work
word.
out. The gun round, even the bonus for OPTIC Gaming comes in for a 3-0 scoreline. And Rip, we haven't seen a lot of split from either of these teams in stage one. Actually,
Right. And the Guard was looking for a safe position to even return fire. The bonus for OPTIC going in their favor.
that's the name of the game, I think, right now, looking at OPTIC on the retake plays on how much utility stuff. I think you land it correctly
Yeah.
because they don't really have a setup for trap plays with Rays that we're usually talking about from like 100 Thieves or from Cloud9, right? It's all about these retake utility dumps that's clearing out these angles where we saw Sire player got punished for. But now the Guard on an eco. We have a Marshall out, but a couple of pistols for the rest. They've already lost net at the beginning of this round. And that's just going to quiet down for a bit after that first player has fallen towards the mid side.
So things that have happened over the last few rounds, Guard continues to focus. A bit to start. They have worked mid after this. Right there, they get shut down with the operator for the first time. They know Ye has that big gun now. And FNS has traded over towards B. So we'll see if this actually plays in favor of the Guard as they try to get in. Victor says not a shot on B made.
The other ones are getting lined up, and that's going to be an easy mop-up for Crash.
Identifies where you could be or just delays your abilities, and then you get hit with fault lines and relay bolts. It actually smothers you. It's so hard to be able to keep everyone in a site or have everyone go in the site to defend it. You really have to stay spread out. Some close tags there.
Yeah, that gave Ye a haircut. And we also saw the fault line at the beginning that forces Victor out of his position, towards B main. After that, a little bit of utility usage towards mid. We talked about fighting towards mid side. That was pretty important, but that changes, especially when you have now an operator out for Yaster who's working towards the A site.
Here's the mid work again from Guard. This has kind of been Net's area of control. Seekers will go out as Victor is just trying to get everywhere.
Swing, the double pop, and a trade is attempted for OPTIC Crashies. And it gets knocked down right off the null command. Victor just behind, low on HP, has backup right behind, and they're trying to space it out even more. A beautiful flash, but they lined him up. That's Saya player and Jonah P going to work.
Firing at them, but the pressure to heaven has been consistent from Guard with a little of this touch A to start. We'll see if they keep going to be heaven here to keep things on the shoulders of Nat. OPTIC, Yay, looks like he wants to stop that.
Easy thing for him to do. He has a rendezvous point on mid side. Dolafels out. 2 flashes now being used. Maybe one of them from his teammates only, but still able to get a good position out in front of this mid control. So again, look at the rotates. We're looking to put pressure back towards the extremities, especially from Crashies to try to find this information.
Man, not having a Sage. We're getting some fast rounds here, Van Silly.
Oh, yeah.
As smokes are going out, 1 minute now. Both of them are there. We see the Astro return, and Saya player, again, entry in the site of Blast Pack is something we're seeing so much more of. So often.
Yeah. That and also from the shadows from Valen, who gets the plant down towards this A side. Also, we've retreated really quickly towards the backside to play the retake. Now it's time to play that utility that we talked about before. And 2 simultaneous kills gives the advantage for the Guard with a 2-player advantage. Ye is fully stunned on the top of him with only 3 HP. It's looking good for the Guard to take this round to put 2. Now we have a Boombot trying to clear out for some information. They do spot for 1, but there's 1 hiding by the ropes. At this point here, Riv, it doesn't really look like we want to commit into something.
Nope.
That Cosmic Divide that came out from Marv actually works out even better. At least the Cosmic Divide from Marv of OPTIC, gives the advantage for the Guard to get better positioning in the round here.
Trent with a nice frag on the end there. Should be safe as it's a deep plant in the site. And the Guard come up with a nice spice. We covered by FNS. This is kind of what they did on pistol round and forward. For a few, stars are set up either side. And a different look here, too, from the Guard. They're going to start most of their players towards side B. Like you said.
It's actually a fun positioning for OPTIC here, Riv, because at the same time, if FNS needs to fall back to support A Heaven, but there's pressure on mid, it can still fault line from A Ram over up to the male side. That could actually help Victor with potentially even an overdrive. But you're seeing the Rolling Thunder that's getting ready to go for a mid-side hit if they're getting pressured.
Still peeking. getting the forward position as well. You have the OPTIC has to figure after 2 rounds, Net's going to be walking around with that possible operator. He also has an ult, but that's not going to matter. He goes down as the Rolling Thunder's answered.
Rolling Thunder is not going to really hit too much, but it's good enough, right? They got the first kill on contact because Net didn't clear the corner on the right side. Rolling Thunder pushes them back. There's 43 seconds left on the clock, and the guard have to try to figure out where they can push and prod. They were able to use 1 star out of Marv in the B side. There's still 2 stars, even a third one that was placed on the ground here. Relay Bolt also coming out. Trent has the Rolling Thunder for the attack, as they could maybe try to do something for the B Heaven side take. Here it comes right now. It will hit Victor, but we still have pressure towards the back. Overdrive coming out at the same time.
Dropping in.
Victor. Ooh, it's going to be Jonah P. That does get the kill to FNS, and my apologies. It was actually the wall that comes out, but Jonah P and Trent are still going to work. Trying to get the plant right now. Some nice pressure and some nice covering from the guard. As Ye's on his own, gets stopped by Jonah P, and that's
fall into sight. Usually you have a few more coming out of B main, and I think that's what threw OPTIC for the last loop, that there was just so many people dropping in. They still had so many flashes. The guard's doing a good job of waiting out these rounds, gaining position without having to use utility, and then having it all for sight.
It's one of the main properties of KO2, being able to throw flashes above this wall on the A side. And unfortunately, we were ready for that here for the guard, as the first one to fall, one of the ones that had some sort of a stronger weapon than a pistol, was Marv with the Spectre that gets dropped in. You can see it actually. Victor did use his overdrive on that previous round, but just because he was getting pressured, he wanted to use some Vandal kills, and it just didn't work out. Now, Net looking back on some sort of mid control, trying to see if there's any aggressive pushes from OPTIC. But you can see it from the minimap here, Riz. Everybody's stacking up towards the A site.
Yeah, I think that 0 point might make him think twice, already running over. Now, I always love Breach on Split, because you can basically aftershock a plant spot from any position as you're running in, whether it's through A pillar or B pillar. Looks like they all stay to one site, though. The call is to stick together and rotate as 4. This will be the guard's B site to lock down now. And they look to even up the game, steadily coming back, saying, all right, take a timeout, OPTIC. We'll continue to take our rounds, and they have done so. OPTIC with 4 here, and still a possible retake. The guard's into post-plant mode already.
Her default line, flash drive coming out here from Crashies, as it's dropping down towards Hell, and they're also dropping down on the floor as the guard, again, is just lining them up on the water.
Did see OPTIC moving as well, where Marv was playing a few rounds ago. Marv set up his stars on B, now it's A. So OPTIC trying to switch things up as well, so the guard cannot get any reads on. It's one of the big parts of the game, is you condition a team to something. And that's how you can win it.
0 point was able to spot 2 players. That was actually Valen and Net on towards the A side. It immediately re-rotated towards mid-side control. Ye also pushing towards B main to get the first blood for this round. But right after that, everybody from the guard are trying to inch up and creep up towards ropes into A Heaven. Also Crashes is there with a null command to get things ready.
Good trade.
Even have the tally from the Opera on the other side, though. Crashes is waiting. Holding the angle for at least the A side hold. Oh, the timing on that one. Crashes might get the upper hand kill. It's going to be an easy kill right here. So Ned is going to fall, looks back towards the Heaven side. He gets traded out, though. A 3 versus 2 in favor of the guard, as they can move inside the A side and plant for Heaven. So Ye's on that rotate. Back towards the spawn side. The flash, the peek. He watched them both. Jonah P gets the 2K. And the guard takes the lead. On these camera shots. He's just so focused. Just wants to keep just winning rounds as much as he can on this utility agent for his team. And the fault line starts up. Very aggressive push here from OPTIC down towards the mid side. A little bit of pressure and a little bit of information gained towards this B main side, but they give that up right away.
And look how much pressure it's caused. They don't know who's where, and that could be a problem right here. Vandal grab. No, Jonah P still on point from last round.
Making it tougher for OPTIC to regain ground. 2 Spectres remaining out of the 3 that they bought into this round here. Trying to go for the flash, the pick from Net first, but Trent even gets the kill into Crashies before that flash popped off. But still one more line of defense inside the side. That's Victor. Just around the corner, still has 1 relay bolt, lines up 3, and it seems as though the guard, we talked about but Valen talked about it on the video, on the hype video before this game.
We're wondering, we got split as a map? Well, both teams are figuring each other out round to round already. 6-6, even into the second half. How aggressive can this Neon be? What is Optics Neon all about. Spread across the map to start. Trademarks focus towards A for the side of the guard. And they do have that player focus towards B, so they can keep a rotation, it looks like, on Saya player for now. He wants to be omnipresent and part of all the action, so he can blast pack in and get a few frags. Oh, the trade of the chambers.
Oh, no! You just hate to see it when it's Ye against Net. But it's Optic that draws the first kill in this round. Ye down to 45 HP, so at least he got hit once, but the information game was there here for Optic at the beginning. We see the 0 point being thrown by Crashies at the beginning of the round, something that Bolster does over Fnatic on the garage side. And now everybody's pulling back towards B, where there's only 2 players holding there for the guard.
That's a stinger right there. Ye able to do that so many times for a first blood. The impact of the frag. A one-way thrown out, but not able to be used. Fast lanes in, and it looks like Optic is too.
With the second 0 point coming out, that disables the utility inside the side. Beautiful gravity well. Catches Valen just melting down that gravity well. And that's just going to be just easy kills from Optic into the B site. Trent's going to be on his lonesome again. First kill there onto Marv. Has to get 3 more. He's just trying to break this utility from Ye. Make it a little bit easier to fight against his opponents. Now we finally set up that window of opportunity to catch somebody off guard. Has now been closed. And we're just jump peeking for info. And FNS just saw it.
I think he saw a few shoulders already. He's like, oh my god, they're all around me. Coming out of the woodwork. A tough Optics able to come in now as they rotate around the map after cutting audio. Just to be sure they have the power in numbers. Victor on a little slide in there. Getting dirty to start. Fast lane again. Looks like this will be a common thing to see.
Flash towards the backside so that Victor could look into the back billboard. And they walk into an open site here for Optics. So another easy plant. He's planning for B main. The guard are also rotating over 4 players on mid side. The thing is, though, if they want to try to go towards Robin, we still have a trademark waiting for them there.
Valen's looking to get close. He's like, I'll be first, so I can shorty them around a corner, and it's going to pop him right here. He just got pinged by it a second, and I think he'll be able to take it out now. Oh, they're just going to wait. Okay, okay. Oh, he didn't get pinged by it, but they do hear it, or see it, rather. Everybody spawn.
Spot Saya player.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody spawned. There's really
everybody
Net waiting there. And he's got it with the Headhunter. 7 bullets to his name. A couple of them being used right now, but no kills. Unfortunately, that's pretty much going to be it here for the guard. Don't do any more econ damage. You're all going to die to the spike here. We're going to have 8-6. Now Optic regaining the lead.
Okay, he actually puts that one over towards the zip line this time, and Victor's away. Right towards ramp, looking to challenge a play. Looking to get info. He can even get out of this situation if he needs to get a smoke out or a flash out.
So just feels it was miscomms there, because I think that's FNS that stunned him.
Oops, not far enough behind it.
That's at the top. Beautiful flash, though, allows Optic to just gain the top of the A side ramp. 0 point also to try to clear out Heaven side, and we're throwing a smoke towards A main. Still, this is a default from Optic. Trying to pull these rotations out. Nothing's being bitten, though, by the guard. We're inching back towards mid side. Still looking for this fight towards the A main. But it's still going to have to be Jonah P that has a big task potentially ahead of him on the top of the B Heaven side.
Oh, he's in a scary, scary spot. They're doing a good job. I said Optic was doing this on defense. They're not giving too much up in the terms of util. The space, however, Optic has a bunch of. How does the guard retaliate? A little bit of a blind through. They drop down through vents here, and it's going to be the full rotation. We've seen Ye mid the whole round, and Saya player anchoring the site shuts down the info he's been grabbing.
That was a big test, but we're just rotating back towards the A side. We hear the footsteps. Net's already out in the corner, but Victor's there. Also with Crashy. Now Trent at the screens. Headshot, that's a spike down. 13 seconds left on the clock. Valen also gets a kill onto the A Heaven side trade. Now the aftershock, we're trying to run that clock down. We're forced to plant in the back of the site with no time left. It works out. The double swing, the trades, and now Victor's on his own. Saya player and Valen closing in. He's stuck towards the elbow side. Doesn't have too much left. No utility and no life. Saya player is able to take that one for the guard. And they put the point on the board here on the defender half. But, man, Optic Gaming with the spread that they have on a default, Riv has really had the guard guessing on these.
Too much there, right? Jonah P was in heaven, never really wasted util. It was helpful for the retake on that heaven site and to shut down Optic. Overall, really sound play from both squads. That's why we're getting this 8-7 right now as we head into round 16. 0 point towards Heaven's going to ping a few. They're going to be quite aware of what's going on up there.
This is a really good play from both of these teams. The guard understanding the importance of mid control so they don't get danced around the map like that again. And then a 0 point actually pings a couple of them out, not allowing any utilities to come. So that pushes the guard back on their defensive lines. And Optic have actually regained control of Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
The one-way smoke's just going to slow things down for a bit here, Riv.
You gotta love them. Throw them pretty much anywhere here on split. Optic doing a good job of destroying util and cutting noise. Seeing if they can get an answer. Fault line in. Victor as well, right towards stairs. The team hasn't made too much ground on this one yet, and the guard is ready to defend.
At least the paint shell is going to find Crashies down low. We've also nullified the slide of the combination from Victor and FNS. But Trent's holding at the pillar side. Now at Hell, Saya player spotted by Victor. Satchel charge for the Ferrari peak, but it's going to be Valid that steals a kill. Two of them hiding inside that smoke. Marv is just on the other side. Will it dissipate? No, it's going to be a flash. A beautiful flash on Jonah P. But it's still Optic. Having more players down towards the red wall is going to be able to take that upper hand. Back with that,
Wow.
Net is on his own, and that's going to be it right there.
Optic shutting down guard on honestly, a read. To be perfectly honest. Yay, starting it off as well. Read Saya players peak.
Just a relay bolt, and finally we're going to see an ult coming out of the overdrive, but we can't get any value out of it. We're just picking up the kills before Victor could see them. Here
Wow.
it comes. A couple of players towards the spawn side. And the lightning does not actually come out with the thunder.
Doesn't strike
Net
twice this
just
time.
stops him in his tracks with a beautiful headshot from the headhunter.
Obscuring vision.
See if Marv's Astra now comes into play. Stars all around, slowing the guard down.
Enemy remaining.
Nice frags there, as he thought a little bit more damage could do, but it was really just Victor running forward to see if he could get his lightning shredded onto any more of the members of guard. Jonah P here with a Marshall. And Optic are looking really confident here in the second half. I think we saw this composition come a bit more online when Victor, the backside of Optic, plus the trademarks to alert Ye that you're there, and then El Diablo comes crashing down. The guard back on the gun round, out of a timeout here. Divvy up the map. Looks like a lot of retake can come from that A side, so they're playing a lot of survival. Two inside B, though, for the guard here. As that peak's going to be coming from Trent right off the bat to see if he can get a hard angle pop and then rendezvous out.
That's the signature 0 point going into the corner to just clear out mail and ropes at the same time, something that we see a lot from
Yep.
VC. That said, though, as we gain control of mid side, at least for Ye, the rest of them are working towards this A site. With the Cosmic Divide moving in, we've also moved in with the null command. So that is also going to be disabled when Saya players potentially going to come in with a shield stuff on retake. We planted for the Heaven side, so expect a battle at some point here for control back on Heaven.
If Trent can get a kill here, they have Rolling Thunder to get back in. There's
The
one of them.
showstopper with it.
FNS
Moving
is.
up towards a rope. Ye's pushing forward. Might be able to surprise Saya player around the corner, and it does, and all of those ultimates get fully denied. But we have a battle inside the site. We had 3 kills coming in from the guard. Valens on his
Ooh.
own, tries to walk inside of his smoke, but Ye was...
Space past ropes to Heaven, and every X from the guard was screens and their side of Heaven. The Optic is encroaching on so much space. Once they do take the site, the retake becomes even harder because you almost can't get close. Here it is again. They just run with Victor to make noise, and then shh, just cut noise. Crashies gets ripped out though.
Yeah, that's Net with a kill. He took a TP back, so I'm trying to figure out what that's happening. Probably towards B main. Trying to find that little X, and I just can't see it on the radar, but it doesn't matter. Right now, it's still Optic behind by 1 player in a gun run for the guard as they're looking back for mid control.
It was a B main push. It's right under Astra, I think.
There it is.
Could be wrong.
Is it? Listen, I need glasses at this point, but the one that doesn't need glasses is Jonah B. Just a tight angle held inside the top of ropes, and he gets the kill with the Guardian. As Ye answers back on the B, having control. Dropping inside Hell, making a lot of noise. That's Net with a second beautiful headshot from the Headhunter. Force the TB back towards B, Heaven side, but they've also taken control of the spike. As now as they drop down, Valen goes for the 1-2 punch. And that's the guard.
From the controller position and showing us a spark of that in the last round. Optic's still 2 away though. The pressure is on the guard here.
Rolling Thunder available for Trent on the defense. Very strong ability that can use for a retake once again. A little bit of pressure on the B side that forces out a one-way smoke from Valen. And that also forces Optic back towards mid control.
Guard switching up a bit of their sight hold. Remember we saw Breach, Sky, and Omen on A as they've divvied up that D. Optic still take rope room. Having this is either crashies as we see or Yay almost every round, and then he holds male. This default for Optic is something they vary up and work off of, and we'll see what kind of util they use to get into heaven here on Jonah P. He goes for a rope kill, and Victor says no.
Unfortunately, it's just a couple of body shots that could amass to a kill, but at least Valen's there, sliding down. At least on that B Heaven drop, gets picked off, and now he's fighting back towards the red wall. But Ye's there. After Valen missed a couple of shots, gets punished for it. Main shells onto the ground, forcing out the spike. Not to be planted yet, allowing the rotate to happen. A 2 versus 2 here as the paint shells gets rid of Crashies.
Aftershock ready.
Also still the Rolling Thunder 2. So they are understanding this
Here
here
we
for
go.
the guard. It's a preemptive one. We're pushing right out of that. We're just running the clock and taking control of B main. And it works out, but not too much. FNS fully stunned, gets the headshot to Saya player, leaving Trent on his own. The flash, 7 seconds left, 6 seconds left. A beautiful flash for the headshot, and he has an aftershock to work with. There's no time. He's going to have to chase him. Just around the corner, some chase game, and Trent gets the kill, and he keeps the dream alive.
He will cover from that side as Optic go back to a 1-2-2 across the map here to start. Let's see how they play it. This B main control has been a push from the guard. They've wanted at least some space to say, we have a bit of ground, now we can know mid and A to sewers is where the focus is.
And there's false information. The boom bot got broken here from Victor, and we also flash on mid. But the mid flash did not spot anybody, and here is that fight on A side ramp. That could potentially pull out a rotation here. The Trailblazers coming down, and that's going to spot a bit towards mid side. Everybody's going to start rotating over towards A. But we know how Optic could be scary with this once they had this big control dancing back and forth. And now we're forcing even early Seekers. This is actually pretty good, at least with the card, to understand in the first minute what's going on. But you still have to give that edge to Optic on how much control they have.
Yeah, at this point, guard have the best they can. Just ones across each one of the choke points they might be able to make. Jonah almost to the right spot. They both reconsider their aim, but Ye comes back quicker, Vans.
That's unfortunate because the From the Shadows was trying to find information. It was just a little bit too late. So there's one to fall, and Trent's on his own behind the site. Valen inside the smoke at screen side. Saya player does at least get the kill on to rotate on the Heavens. They've given up the A site now with both players moving in, but we have a beautiful play from Marv coming up very soon.
Oh, Vanlin.
Just running the clock down to allow this flank to happen. Oh no,
Marv?
it's given away. He misses a shot. It's a 2 versus 2. So now they can even this up on individual 2 versus 1s in the
Smoke
favor
plant.
of the guard. Now Marv is stuck on his own as he swings out for the headshot onto Saya player. We're full sticking right here around the corner with the classic. The right click doesn't work out because Valen has a smoke underground. 1 point away from tying things up. You can see how the economy is so broken for Optic right now. Working off an operator, working off a Vandal. Those are the hero rifles that we have for this round. And Optic are looking to move really quickly up towards this B Heaven side.
Yeah, setting a bit more pace here. Looks like they want to get that operator in a better position, and they're just hovering around him like wingmen right now, trying to keep him alive. Trade there on both sides.
They're looking for the timing off the flash. Nice fault line too coming in, but the really bold is that Jonah P just around the corner. But we are having players just on the other end. We're continuing to have trades. One's going to come towards B main too, and now Trent's on his own.
He had a little luck earlier.
Waiting
Do
for
it
him.
again, and
Misses
it's not
the
luck.
shot. 3 peaks as we go for the plant here for Victor.
Enemy remaining.
Nice headshot right there. Still has full utility for the Aftershock and 2 flashes. Victor does have the ultimate to work with, but wants to go for the Vandal. The body peeks out. He went for the dash peek.
Util.
So ballsy. Fault line just came up to only 6 bullets left, and that's not enough. Nothing could be used as Victor wins that optic. They made it work.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that breaks the bank for the guard on defense here. And we have so many ultimates to work with. Big ultimates, at least, for the attack. That's the Rolling Thunder and the Overdrive. Net does have his dual defense. And Saya player has the showstopper. And there's the leg peeks out, but Ye still gets the wall bang.
Coming up for the peaks. Oh my gosh, he makes it away. Optic have had just so much control over these rounds. I mean, obviously this is, like I said, a rough buy for the guard, but seeing they have both pistol rounds coming on attack and defense. Crashy's here to pick up a few more, possibly. Optic have controlled the majority of the rounds that they needed to make sure this was their game.
And we even all command on top of that. At least they're far away from Saya player. Oh. He could run in with the showstopper in the back. Doesn't work out. Gets the kill for one at least. But it's still going to be Optic Gaming taking the first map, 13-10.